This is Valley News Live at 6:30.
We're learning more about a disturbing and brutal assault that left one man dead and another charged with murder. A preliminary autopsy confirms the identity of a South Moorhead murder victim as 29-year-old Dustin Glenn Momarak. And Moorhead police say the suspect is the victim's half-brother. Valley News team Stacy Van Dyke joins us now with the details. Stacy.
Yeah, Courtney, half-brothers. Court documents explain the gruesome crime scene that officers discovered Thursday night. The cause of death for Dustin Momarak is listed as multiple sharp and blunt force injuries. Court documents say he had several broken bones in his face, a skull fracture, and broken ribs. Douglas Swenson II is charged with second-degree murder. Police say the two had been living together in the 3300 block of 12th Street South. Officers say when Swenson opened the apartment door, he wasn't wearing clothes and had blood on his hands, feet, and face. According to court documents, when officers asked if they could come in, Swenson said, "Go ahead, come on, I killed him and he's dead." Police recovered an item in the apartment believed to have been used in the murder. Swenson was on probation for an assault on his mother back in 2019. Courtney.
All right, Stacy, thank you. Moorhead police are still investigating more than 20 shots fired outside of a new Moorhead Nightclub that has already found itself in hot water within the first weeks of its business. Tonight at the Moorhead City Council meeting, 19 conditions for the nightclub will be voted on, which would include closing times to change to 1 a.m. on weekends, at midnight on weekdays. It would also require the owners put up a sound fence as well as create a parking lot after several neighbors have raised concerns in the area.
To have a noise factor like that is definitely going to cut the resale of our homes if it becomes something that the city.
That city council meeting is happening now. We'll bring you updates on this story tonight on Valley News Live at 9 and 10. Also happening now, the West Fargo School Board is meeting, and a topic on the agenda is the resignation of Legacy Elementary School Principal Jason Markison. We told you Friday a note was sent out to families saying he was placed on leave Wednesday and submitted his resignation the next day. School leaders are now saying Markison was placed on leave following allegations of inappropriate behavior. The district says the allegations did not involve students, and we are continuing to investigate. Now to the forecast. Take a look at this. Troy shared this video from Campbell, Minnesota. You can see the wind whipping the snow around much like a dust devil. We are calling this, what are we calling this, Summer? A snow devil? A snow-nado?
I kind of like the term snow-nado. I don't know if there's an official term for it, but this was from over the weekend. We had a lot of energy in the atmosphere as this snow system, this blizzard moved through. So you can see it almost looks like a tornado, but it's swirling snow. And many of us, we got many reports of the kind of Dippin' Dot type snow, grapple. I know I saw it here in town even. That is a sign that this system was convective. So a little bit of spin to it as well. So I like the term snow-nado. Officially, I'm not sure. Snowfall report that we had, our forecast rather, from Friday that we shared. Overall, fared off pretty well. We undershot parts of Minnesota a bit. Here's a few of those snowfall reports. 3.5 to 6.5 inches in Fargo, between West Fargo, and Moorhead. 9 to 12 inches reported through Grand Forks. 10 in Detroit Lake. 7 in Jamestown, 6 in Fergus Falls. The big winners, though, from Minnesota, 16 inches in Leonard, Lincoln, 14, 13.5 in Hubbard County, LaPorte area, 13 inches of snow in Bemidji and Turtle River, a foot in Golden Lake, Shevlin, Verndale, and Park Rapids. So where do we sit now for the season? Well, we're up to 51 inches in Fargo, 61 in Grand Forks, 92.5 in Bismarck. That's the third highest snowfall for the season on record, and Bismarck folks have a chance at beating that all-time record that was set back in 96-97. More snow is on the way. First alert weather days for Thursday and Friday. We're talking more snow and wind. Courtney, I'll break down the hour-by-hour forecast for you coming up in just a few minutes.
92.
That's a lot of snow. Where do you put it all?
I know, that should be a joke. Thanks, Summer. 2 people are dead after a 4-vehicle crash on Highway 13 near Morton this morning. Highway Patrol says a car got stuck in a snowdrift and someone in a pickup stopped to help. The driver parked and was putting a tow strap on the car when another pickup approached. It was dark and the road was snow and ice covered. The driver tried to swerve but hit the truck, the car, and 2 people who were outside putting on the tow strap. The 51-year-old man in the first pickup and a 45-year-old man driving the car were killed on scene. The passenger in the car was airlifted to Fargo with serious injuries. Highway 13 was closed between I-29 and Morton for about 4 hours during the investigation. The Cass County Sheriff's Office is investigating how drugs got into the jailhouse after an inmate overdosed this morning. Around 7:30, a 22-year-old woman told a deputy she had ingested a controlled substance. Deputies were assessing her when she passed out. They administered Narcan and she regained consciousness. The inmate was taken to the hospital for medical care, discharged, and returned to the jail. Meanwhile, 10 more people are charged in what's being called the largest pandemic fraud in the U.S. Minnesota's U.S. attorney says 60 people now face federal charges accused of defrauding a federal child nutrition program known as Feeding Our Future and allegedly taking millions and pocketing most of it for personal use. Officials say the group stole $250 million that was meant to feed low-income children during the pandemic. One of the new defendants claimed to be serving more than 2,500 meals per day in Pelican Rapids and received $3.7 million from the federal meals program. Officials say the number of people charged is expected to grow as the investigation continues. Tonight, the Moorhead City Council is making plans to deal with an invasive insect blamed for killing ash trees. The Department of Agriculture says emerald ash borer were found in the area. Unless treated, infected ash trees can be killed in just a few years. The city of Moorhead is crunching the numbers and setting a budget to help deal with the problem. Ash trees will be monitored to determine the extent of the infestation. Heads up, drivers, starting today, the westbound right turn lane on 52nd Avenue will be closed at University Drive for 3 weeks so workers can stabilize a failing riverbank. The city of Fargo says erosion north of 52nd has caused a portion of the riverbank to fail and has damaged part of the flood wall in that area. Engineers say that wall can withstand the flood levels it was designed for, but repairs are necessary. The project involves removing trees along the river's edge. Rock will eventually be placed in that length of the area, similar to that of the downtown Fargo Dam. If you've ever wanted to walk a day in the life of a firefighter, the West Fargo Fire Department is giving you the opportunity to do just that. They're now accepting applications for the Citizens Fire Academy. Sessions run 6 to 8 p.m. on Wednesdays from May 3rd to June 14th. The free 7-week program includes classroom training, ride-alongs, and real-life scenario drills. The academy is limited to 15 people. Applications are due Friday, April 21st. ND Sober Ride is offering discounted Lyft rides just in time for St. Patrick's Day celebrations. You can use the code on your screen to get $10 off of your ride. You can also find this code on our website. Codes are available from March 16th through the 19th, and riders can only use the code once. Stick around later on Valley News Live at 6:30. Reminders when it comes to snow forts and tunnels so your children's fun doesn't turn tragic.
And coming up in weather, temperatures right now, teens and 20s. We are below our seasonal average, and we're going to drop quickly tonight before rising a few degrees by morning. We'll walk you through your hour-by-hour forecast. Next, it includes wind, icy weather, a few flakes, and then we'll talk about those first alert weather days.